Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 94. We're talking about episode 94 with the next block. How you doing, Crypto for Change?
I'm doing good, doing good. On vacation with the family. As you can tell, I'm not in sunny Florida anymore. So, excited. It's funny too, because every time I was even telling my wife this, every time we've come to Kentucky, I feel like the at least the NFT market seems to be getting hot. And I know maybe not, it's not getting super hot on Algorand right now. I know there is some exciting things going on, but I feel like in Ethereum and in Solana, there's a lot of hype around just memes and NFTs and a lot of different things popping off base, ecosystem especially. But I feel like every time I come here, the market's getting hot, and that's right where we are. I feel like right now with a little alt season, hopefully about to pop.
Hopefully.
Been excited to talk about what's been going on. How about yourself?
I'm good over here. Again, a little we in the gray weather out here, so that's tough for me usually. But today a little bit more sun, so we might head out and go to the butte or something, go see the mountain, get a little fresh air. But otherwise, yeah, I see similar things. Some cryptos are still pumping, right? Bitcoin is holding the line. Ethereum is holding the line. As long as they're holding the line and not going, 20% down, I think we in a good position. Altcoins, as we know, will be volatile, but that's when you can buy the dip. So I'm feeling good about the market for most cryptos.
Yeah, and as we're recording right now, I'm pretty sure Bitcoin is almost breaking out. I've been seeing some tweets today of price action. It looks like it might be breaking out of a pennant, right? A bull flag pennant, bear pennant, whatever you want to call it, to the upside. So hopefully, especially for those who are looking for an alt season, hopefully Bitcoin and Ethereum can kind of do what they need to do so that we can see money continue to flow into altcoins and we can get that run. I'm definitely hoping at least Bitcoin can stay above 40K. Ethereum seems like it's ready to pop. I mean, there's so much going on,
Mhm.
and we're going to get into some of it today, but it just seems like the market's ready for a big move, and I'm just hopeful that it's up and not down.
Yeah, like definitely. So a winter pump, let's cross our fingers and hope it happens because I haven't seen like the pumps like we would want to. All the XRP people, shout out to y'all, but XRP is kind of flat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Out-
So, and I thought it would be way more popping after it won the case and everything else is looking good. It did do that, 100% run up to like 90 something cent, but it came right back down within a week or so. But let's start with pulling up some of these charts and discuss what is actually happening in the market right now.
Yeah,
Let's,
Algorand is
let's,
also kind of being flat, sitting right above 15 cents. I think 16 cents area right now, and I've seen some
mhm.
people starting that it might be about to pop out and hopefully start to make its run towards 30 cents and beyond. I mean, there's been a lot of news around Algorand, what they've been doing with their new roadmap. So I know there's a lot of hype there. There's a lot of excitement about the changes that are coming. We're just obviously, as people who are in the Algorand ecosystem, ready to see that price follow some of that excitement. But yeah, let's take a look. I mean, obviously, yeah,
Let-
you can see.
Let's start up here with the fear and greed real quick.
Mm,
So we had a 56, getting closer to being greedy. Greedy means the market is running. Fear means the market is down. So right now, I guess it's a good point. That means the market is stable at 56 cent or 56 on the neutral. So we want to see the market go extreme greed, and that's how you know we in altcoin season because everybody is gambling. I'll say
yeah,
one more thing. I talked to my cousin this weekend and my homeboy. They hit me up and was talking to me about they getting back into crypto. And we said this a few weeks ago, but it's even more that they're like talking to me about it again, which means the noobs and the people who usually, these people sell at the bottom and they buy at the top or on the way up. So it's a good sign that they call in and they're looking at Bitcoin, they asking about algo. They seen the last show that we had Stacy on and they
mm,
thought that was dope. So I think they may be interested. But
yeah,
if
yeah.
we go down,
Bitcoin.
we'll look at.
It was an extreme greed maybe about a month ago when Bitcoin was hitting
Mhm.
that 40K, just because it had such a hot run. Even Algorand, I think at that point it hit 26 cents, 25 cents, somewhere around there, or maybe it was like 22, 23. But you've seen a lot of the greed already starting to show itself in the market. But yeah, I'm still hopeful that there is one last big push for alts before maybe we do get a cooling off period.
Mhm.
Leading to having that's coming for Bitcoin, but we'll have to wait and see.
So let's look at Dimension. I never heard of Dimension, but 51% for the week.
It just launched, so just didn't
Ah,
watching that one. A lot of people were getting like a
oh, I
thousand.
see. Yeah.
The funny thing with that one is not a lot of people. The reason why the price I would say is holding pretty strong is because not a lot of people can actually sell it. I'm seeing a lot of people
Mm,
have. I mean, they're having to jump through tons of hoops to actually get to the point where they can sell the DYM that they got airdrop, because it's not just it's not been straightforward. Just get it. You got it in your wallet,
mm,
sell it for ETH or whatever else. So that one is a brand new drop.
interesting.
Feel like this is also something in the last bull market 2021 is a lot of airdrops, a lot of people just getting, printing money out of thin air, it seems. And you're starting to see that start to happen again, which I think also means we're probably getting close to a top, in
Yep. In this cycle, at least.
it, yeah.
Yeah. So Chainlink still looking good. Again, Flare, I still feel the same way. Send me some more airdrops, Flare. Pife was another airdrop.
Hmm.
16%. Caspa, Oasis, Optimism with the base found over there.
Yeah, creating
Mutable.
interesting. I mean, you still have Render, I think, came down a little bit. It was running hot for a while. I know that's one of the
Hmm.
shows that we've been talking about. And it's interesting too, because Render is moving from Ethereum to Solana. So that is one thing that kind of made me wonder, with them moving their entire system over to Solana, and if Solana at the time had any downtime, what would that look like? And as we're going to talk in today's show, Solana did have some downtime. So it'll be
Oh,
interesting
yeah.
how these projects that move to Solana are, taking that news and taking that information, that since we've seen that happen. I did see
Oh,
also
oh,
Monero,
look.
and one of the,
Yeah.
because Binance has delisted them. So now you're seeing what the Monero faithful would say, obviously they're doing it right and they are the privacy coin, because if centralized exchanges are starting to delist XRP, that means they fear it. That means they don't want the average person being able to use this. So I'm still bullish on XRP long term, or
Yeah. XMR.
XMR long term, and I still hold mine. But it does make you wonder if these centralized exchanges are delisting it. Who's really pushing the agenda there? Because it was a swift, like 20% drop once they announced.
I
Once
think it was 30. Hold on, I couldn't hear you.
No, I didn't say anything, but
Oh,
that's
okay.
still.
Yeah, yeah, about 30s. Oh, yeah, here it is.
I'll say this: I think it's going to get gobbled up. I still see XMR as a coin that, above $500. I would say the next top of the bull market, I could easily see XMR trading at like 600 to 1,000. That's just my personal opinion, not financial advice. But I still believe, because I know, unlike a lot of cryptos, many cryptos are just buy and hold, and you don't do anything with. Monero is an actual cryptocurrency that people in other countries, especially countries where the governments are printing their fiat currency to oblivion, this is a life raft. People are using Monero. Like, it's not just a currency that people are holding and waiting for price go up. They're actually transacting, building businesses with it, using it. So I don't know. That's
Facts.
one I'm still bullish on Monero long term, is because it actually has utility outside of just price go up.
Yeah, because I can't remember his name. He was on our show, the Monero podcast guy. Shout out to him. But yeah, that's what he's talking about. He showed that, especially in South America, I think
Mm-hmm.
it's the main hub of people using Monero for transactions. And I think that it is dope. Again, one of those things that's not needed as much in the US, but people forget we got towns and rural areas, and especially like down south and all these different places, they might need Monero as well. People came and get jobs and whatnot, and the minimum wage is so low. Stacking some Monero, making some transactions, I think is a new wave that could come, especially in the areas that need it. So very interesting. Let's move over and talk about Solana though. So first, let me pull the Solana chart up so we can see what they got going on, and then we'll talk about what's happening. See if there was a dip as we wait for the loading data. So what happened was Solana, y'all, has went down. Solana went down. Let me go to the 1 month chart. Was this the day it went down then, huh? No, that's not it. That's a 1 month.
The
I
monthly
guess the
chart
price didn't really drop. Yeah.
price didn't really react a
Mm-mm.
ton to it
No.
drop, which I think is interesting. I think it also just probably becomes because of how fast it came back up,
Yeah.
and response from the team and a lot of the developers that are obviously contributing to Solana. But if you look at also the past year, right? You can go back in time here. There's the blip that was 4 hours, 46 minutes, their major
Yep.
outage mainnet. But if you go back, looking at the previous months, they were doing fine for I feel like almost a solid year. You'd have to go
Hmm.
back early parts of 2023. Let's see here. I think it was
Here's
February.
another one about a year ago. Yeah. So they did good for about a year,
Yeah, so I
18
think
hours.
yeah, I
Mm.
think that's why you didn't see, any sharp sell off or anything like that. Whereas if you go back even further and you look back to 2022, there was some months and stuff that were really bad. I think it was like February of 2022. Seems like February.
Yeah. Here at January. It didn't even work this month, 2 years ago.
So you definitely had a lot of weird things going there. But I think because of the how hot the ecosystem has been running, and you also have to think they've had so many airdrops and so many people making tons of money off of,
Yep.
especially the one with Jupiter. There's a lot of excitement and a lot of hype. So yeah, I didn't expect the price to crash from Solana going down, but it was interesting. I know a lot of people in the Algorand ecosystem have been jumping on Justin Bonds because of his
Yeah.
tweets recently supporting Solana, and some people were saying, it's kind of a double-edged sword with him, 6 months ago putting out the pieces saying how bad Solana was, how many red flags, and then after that Solana conference he went to, now he's just Solana fanboy. He did make the tweet. He did tweet out after it went down saying that if it went down more than twice, he'd be done with Solana. So, what are your bets? Right, Solana went a full year pretty much without going down. Do you think with this recent outage, do you see 2024 Solana going down more or less than what we saw last year, with just being once? Do you think this is another just random time, or is this going to be something that leads to more?
Personally, like I think it's going to stay up based on like they did do a whole year. Because let me pull that back up. Even the worst period of time was in January 2022. So it has been a solid 2 years with a little blip here and there. But at the end of the day, Solana is that type of coin that you don't know what's going to happen, but you do know it's going to go up for whatever reason that is. We still got FTX situation involved. You said what?
I said I'll tell you the reason why it's going to go up right now, and that's the VCs that are holding it. I'm sure that's why the price didn't fluctuate much, is because
Mhm.
Solana is a very highly VC backed coin. So I mean, heck, you even got people who say the government, right? There's a lot of people who are in this
Yeah.
Solana thing, making sure it's successful, whatnot. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens to Solana over 2024. But I would say I feel like there is a chance it does go down again, but I don't think we would see it. Here's my two thoughts. We're either going to see it really soon, like I'm talking like March, or we're not going to see it until another year, possibly
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
2020, something like that. Maybe like if there's a big crash and something wild happens.
Yeah. Because like I mean, was there a reason why it went down? Like
I mean,
what
I
what's do you know?
exact technical reasons. I do know that leading up to it, Solana was pushing a lot of metrics in as far as like its TPS and things like that, and activity on chain. I don't know if that led to it
Oh, here we
breaking.
go.
I honestly still am in the camp that that it has an off switch, that the VCs, the people that are behind it, can just decide to turn it on or off whenever they want. And I'm not going to act like I'm smart enough to know why they would want to do that, but I do know, hey, they could probably do some funky things in the background that people wouldn't be able to say yes or no to with
Yeah.
turning. I don't know. It's just interesting to say the least.
So it looks like following a successful upgrade to V1.1720 and a restart of the cluster by the validators. So if they do another update, what I'm getting is that's why it happens. So
Yeah,
Solana maybe shouldn't update anymore.
well,
Basically,
that's
that's what
that's
this thing.
this, and you have to remember too, Solana is in beta. It is not even really out of its beta stance yet. So, it still is trying to take, I guess you could say, the approach of, build fast and break, build quick and break things fast, and then just resolve them. Like that's the reason why you got to be safe. If you have money that's on Solana or in the Solana ecosystem, you are kind of playing with fire, because it's not something that is fully fledged and built to perfection. And when you're looking at these decentralized blockchains, yeah, when you push an update through, just like with any blockchain, a certain percentage of the node runners have to update, just like we
Yep.
see Ethereum when it does its updates to the protocol. Enough people have to actually download and upgrade so that the network can continue moving on. If not, you end up getting forks, and that's why we've seen Ethereum with Ethereum
Yep.
Classic.
Classic. Yep.
That's just the nature of the beast right now in blockchain.
Yeah, and that's what I seen the other Justin Bonds was like he was arguing with people about that or defending Solana. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, if all of the validators can coordinate like that, what that tells me it's centralized essentially because you can just we're all in that Telegram group like, hey y'all, we gotta turn this thing back on, turn it back off, do this upgrade, and that is kind of, I don't know, I could be wrong, but it seems really centralized. But the question would be, does that even matter, right? I don't know.
Anatoly, who's the creator of Solana, his tweet was like, he was tweeting out like, I was asleep during the when it went down, and it was back up and running before I woke up. So I don't know. Part of me doesn't believe that, but I don't know. It is interesting to know, like, you just to see the whole, how it's all playing out on social media when something like this goes down, because it was at the time, it's been the hottest running crypto in the top 100, and I think
Yeah,
that's to see now Ethereum's season start, is because now Solana had its time, it flexed what it could do, it's done some cool things, but I think Ethereum over the next few months, especially with, I think I saw a tweet today that ARK shares, Kathy Wood, their
yep,
revised ETH ETF. So you're going to see more and more hype around Ethereum scaling, Ethereum ETFs, and all the ETH layer twos, Base, Optimism, Metis, Polygon, and Arbitrum, and all these things are going to start cooking up, doing airdrops, NFTs minting everywhere. And I think you're going to see Solana maybe fade a little bit, but I think it'll still continue to gain market share. But I definitely, with them going offline and things like that still happening, I think a flippening, of Solana passing Ethereum or anything like that's going to be kind of hard until they actually can put together, the whole shebang, right? Not going down, continuing to scale and push limits, and like, I just want to see metrics that aren't falsified. It still seems like a lot of Solana's metrics are being pumped, falsified bots, arbitrage trading, counting failed transactions as transactions. I don't know. It just all
yeah.
seems too good to be true, I guess you could say.
Well, our personal experience, we have swapped on there. We got the Solana wallet, Phantom. We had a lot of failed transactions to keep it
Yeah,
real. And I'm not used to that using Algorand, so that's
right.
always an issue. Let's take our ad break and then let's get into the Algorand ecosystem and talk about that.
Yeah, for
Let me
sure.
hit this for all right, y'all. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back, y'all. But I will say this: shout out to Messina, Algo Foundry, and Big Boy. Make sure y'all go check out bigboy.club. Follow them on Twitter. There's some contests and things going on. It is pretty dope. And yes, we are advising. We're working with them, as you know, our sponsors. So we want to support that. But I'll tell you right now, I forgot that that ad had Big Boy in there. So it caught me. I was like, what the? It caught me off guard. So that's dope. Again, shout out to the Big Boy team over there. Good
Yeah,
things is happening.
what they're building. Because I'll say this, Algorand DeFi, Algorand NFTs, everything needs more competition, more new
Yes.
things, to keep pushing the boundaries and keep pushing protocols to not just get comfortable, right, sitting at the top. So would love to see Big Boy start to contend with, Tiny Man, Folks Finance, and stuff like that, push boundaries. So excited to be advising and helping them grow that, platform over there. But let's talk about Algorand. We had the
Yeah.
transparency
Yeah.
report drop recently. I think that's what a lot of the drama that we've seen the past
Yeah.
unfold. And it kind of just it sucks too, right? Because a big part of that, we see, if you want to bring up the activity, right? I mean, there was a lot of activity showing in the monthly part where um,
Excuse me. Hold on.
actions are going up. You can actually keep it there on the Arrington Capital thing, or yeah, there it is. Number
Yeah.
of accounts opened and number of monthly active users last 12 months. So we're seeing that volume and skyrocket as
Going up.
yeah, and
Straight up.
I think that's just because of one, price action going up. I think you're also seeing a lot of new just people getting into crypto, starting to experiment with stuff. And right there, you're also seeing a number of on-chain transactions. So, to some extent, you do have to just put the FUD behind you and you have to focus on the chain and the metrics and what's happening. And I do think that is bullish for Algorand with seeing the activity continue to rise. But it does suck when you read these transparency reports at times and you see, some of the opportunities maybe missed. And one of the biggest
Yeah.
ones on the community have been upset on is the Arrington
Eric.
Capital,
Let's
money. Where's it at, right? Where's the money invested that was given? Where's it been used, and what are they holding back? Maybe that they've not, shared, or what maybe they don't want to
yep.
share.
So here in Q4, Algorand Ventures, for those who don't know, is their venture studio essentially where they make investments. So the amount they did was 4.516 million algo, which is and 160,000 USD. His side pay we know was a non-blockchain company that Algorand invested into the company, and now they're on the blockchain using it in Afghanistan, which is much needed. Gora, big shout out to Gora. We know what they're doing as an Oracle platform. DFly wallet. DFly is working on fixing the missing pieces that my algo left. So I think that's also a great investment. They've been around. And then we got Fractal Monsters. I remember there was Alchemon. There was other things around and they're kind of not around. So Fractal Monsters has a good game as well. So I
And
think those is really good.
yeah, being in the Fractal Monsters Discord, I also saw the roadmap, and we'll have to get James from Fractal Monsters back on. I think they're going to do a big marketing push in like March or April, maybe Q2. So we'll have to have him back on. They have a really big roadmap for their game, and even taking it to be a full-on open world, type of experience. So
That's
I'm
dope.
definitely excited about that investment. I think that is a team that can continue to build a solid game for the Algorand ecosystem to bring in new people, especially since they're going to be launching on Steam and other places.
Yeah. So this is what people are pissed about is the Algorand Arrington Capital Algorand Grow Fund investment. So this is something that started a few years ago.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna go to this part right here. This is what blows people mind is the deeply disappointed, the foundation is very disappointed. There's NDAs that they're bound under. So most people who set this deal up can't even really say what happened,
Yeah.
right? But y'all go, do your research. Overall, it seems that they just lost a lot of money. They gave Arrington, millions of algo, and they haven't got a great return. And then I'm gonna pull this tweet up next to show what Michael Arrington said, so we can, match this up a little bit. Uh, what they made investments were in C3 protocol, right? They just dropped, but they are also the same people. Correct me if I'm wrong, too, crypto for change. They're the same people that's MyAlgo and Algo Explorer, right?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot
Those
of
projects, yeah, were living off of grants for a few years. They were very needed, and then they disappeared. They got hacked. A lot of people lost money, right? So they're gone. And then you
AlgoFi.
got Tiny Man. You said what?
I was just saying AlgoFi is gone.
Yep, Tiny Man's still here. Shout out to them. AlgoFi is gone. I still don't really understand why they were gone. I don't really understand because they were the number one by far.
I think a lot of that came down to right around that time that they decided to shut down. Because you have to remember, AlgoFi is based in the United States, and that was right when Algorand was getting named in the SEC documents as being a
Yep.
security. They feared, I don't know why, but maybe they feared being, sued or something like that from the SEC for, having unregistered security or creating stuff on the platform. Who knows?
Mind blown though. And you know what happened too? I'm still got beef with AlgoFi because me, like a lot of other people, we had money on there. We took out
Hmm.
loans, we're doing our thing, and all of a sudden, like y'all got a few days essentially to pull it out. The price dump. I was trying to wait, 6 months or so for my play to work out.
Yeah.
Because they did that, a lot of us took losses. So we got hit there. We got hit with my algo. The price went down. So then XBacked, they've been in development. I interviewed them on my channel, on my other channel for like 3 years ago. I feel like so they out now. So shout out to them and Deshaun, big supporter. Appreciate you. But they're out and they have XUSD, which I think is a great replacement for what Guard was doing. So that could be something there. Guard's gone too, but they're not a part of this. Excuse me. Milk Amida. What's your opinion on Milk Amida? I tested it out and I had a lot of trouble.
I just think it's still the issue of bridging to Algorand is Algorand, because the AVM, because of how different it is, there's not really a demand, right? Even with Messina, and I mean, the only demand we really saw with Messina's bridge was when Pepe was running hot. People were bridging Pepe over, and there was some excitement there. But a lot of these investments, you're looking at them. C3 protocol, I don't really know what the ROI looks like there and what it's brought to Algorand. Obviously, it's possibly exciting. Tiny Man is definitely the biggest and best investment that they did. But I don't, I feel like Algorand Foundation could have done that themselves. I don't think they needed
Yeah.
Aaron to do that one. And then you got,
No.
now I have no idea what they're doing. Humble
It's an
Swap.
old company.
Yeah, and Humble Swap is, they built some cool things. I don't really know what, level wise activity they get versus some of the
Wh-
other
What I've
DeFi.
seen, it's the lowest,
Yeah. And then you got
unfortunately.
a lot of people still don't really understand everything about what they're doing, or feel, maybe feel comfortable doing it. And then you have LimeWire, nobody knows. And it's funny they included Voy, because Voy is not even a quote unquote algorithm project. It's more or less,
The Chris
some,
Sweener project.
yeah, you could say that. And so I don't know. It definitely, I remember going to the Decipher in Miami, and there was four, right, the bulls of Algorand. You had Scaramucci on stage, you had Michael Arrington, you had Hive Mind, the people from Hive Mind, and then you had
Yeah.
one other guy. I don't know who I'm forgetting, but regardless, there was a lot of VCs that were there, and it seems like they took a lot of money from Algorand, but they didn't really build anything. And
Like
I,
Yieldly, Seb Quinn.
yeah, and really you don't know, maybe because of these NDAs, we maybe we'll never really know the full story on what happened there. But it's definitely, it sucks when you hold that, against as well the Hodl Knot, the Three Arrows Capital. Like, it just seems
The
like,
bikes.
yeah, it just seems like this bear market has just been bam, bam, bam. Looking back, like, dang, no wonder Algorand is where it's at currently. With so many bad investments, you know, happening.
Yeah.
So that's why, like I said, even with Stacy, when we talked to her 2 weeks ago, it's like, that's why I still believe 2024 is a make or break year for Algorand, at least for the retail NFTs and DeFi side. Like, could Algorand Inc. still continue to, be a protocol where industry grade applications are built? Sure, but I just feel like
Yes.
from having an actual community that's excited about building and building cool things on DeFi and NFTs and things like that, you're going to lose a lot of that if a lot of the things that are being implemented in 2024 do not attract new money, because the money is drying up, right? And so that's what Algorand needs the most, is it needs to incentivize not only the people that are here to make them want to continue to build and continue to stay, it needs to attract new investors, right? I mean, I know Scaramucci, a lot of people are excited that maybe he's interested in Algo again. We don't need Scaramucci. We don't need Michael Aaron. fresh new money
Facts.
can see the outlook of what Algorand can do and who are excited. Because I'll say this, those people already have jaded views of Algorand, and they maybe already have formulated their opinions if they even like it, or if they even want it to succeed. And that's why you need to find some new money and new ideas that can help bolster, and hopefully DWF Labs, obviously, the team over there, hopefully they help, and are a lot better for Algorand than, past VCs have been.
Yeah. If we looking at what Algorand's focus is right now, they're India, Nigeria. So I want to see some more projects out of those areas. And they have investors too. Nigeria is the second largest economy in Africa.
Hmm.
And so then you got India, they got 1 billion people, the most populated population in the world. Plus, they have a lot of billionaires and money. So I want to see what's going on in those areas and seeing if they're going to bring some of that capital through. I feel like, unfortunately, the US has been left out of the whole conversation. Most of the capital is over here in terms of being investors. So that's a tough part because we don't have like a Mark Yusko people on them buying that. They're into Filecoin, Solana, some of the other, coins that are going crazy. And I do understand if you pull the all-time chart up on Algorand, it don't look that attractive.
No,
But if
unless
you're a value investor,
value of where it could go, then obviously it could be a life changing entry point, right? If it actually
exactly.
gets the traction it needs.
Yeah, because like Anmol, he shout out to him. He sees that and Tesla as long-term holds. So that means he sees something. He's a smart dude that knows how to trade. So he sees something that gives me confidence. But as like someone that's been in it for deeply for a while, there's some improvements that could be made right now. So we're looking at the Travel X is a great example of businesses, but the question always comes down, what does that do for the price of the token?
Yeah.
Because as an institutional investor, you got or a project, you got like yours, and those type of things are working great. This is the perfect blockchain. If your stable coin was on Solana for that 5 hours and you had deals to be made, that'd have been tough.
Yeah.
So Algorand has proven itself technology wise, but the question comes back to it: does the tech outweigh price performance? That's something that I'm not sure about.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. 2024, it'll be a big year. I think if Algorand can get back above $1 price wise, and
Oh yeah,
with
moon
the
then.
new, right, and with the new uh you know um incentivization of nodes, peer-to-peer gossip, it gets more decentralized. People have more of a reason to want to run nodes and secure the network because you can actually make money off of it. Maybe raising the fees to increase the fee sink and the ability for Algorand itself as a protocol to become sustainable long term. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
things that implemented this year. And like I say, it's a chess game. It's the Algorand gambit. Will it pay off? Stay tuned. 20, like I say, 2024. That's what, hey, and I will say this: they're playing the game of chess. Every game of chess has a winner and a loser. To my knowledge, you can't end a game of chess in a tie. Maybe you can. I don't know. I don't play chess, but I
I
assume.
don't know.
So that's what I'm saying. This year is going to be a big year for Algorand if it succeeds or if it fails moving forward. Because here's the thing: if it fails, there's a lot of L1s waiting in the wings that will take that market share and have the hype, have the money, have the tech that can still build cool things. So I'm still bullish on Algorand. I still hold a lot. I
Of
mean,
course,
we're
of
still here
course.
building. But it's, I will say this: the past couple weeks, I've been experimenting with a new social media app called Warpcast, which is on Farcaster, and it's on the Base and Ethereum ecosystem. And I'll just say this: there's a lot of excitement outside of just Algorand, and so that is what I wish we could just get back to. I wish we could stop looking at the FUD, stop looking at the negative. Let's just get back
Yep.
to when 2021 bull run was there and build cool things. Now, yeah, I know, to build cool things, you need money, and that's maybe why we're not seeing that level of excitement. But I don't know. There's still the extent that right now anybody can go in on the app store and build a cool app to get out there. So just find your own ways to raise capital. Right. If you have a good idea, hopefully you applied in the Buildable hackathon, and there are tons of hackathons that Algorand has done, and tons of money bootstrapping things that Algorand has done to hopefully help you raise this money. But yeah, that's the social media app. If you're interested in joining, make sure to go visit my profile on Twitter, click the link there. It gives me some warps, which are the little in-app currency. But I've had a lot of fun. It's kind of exciting to, you can literally from there, like almost like a repost or a retweet button there. You see, they have these things called frames where you can actually mint NFTs just by hitting retweet. Like you can repost
Mm,
and like a post, and in doing so, because you have your wallet connected, it would actually mint an NFT, and some of them will actually because they can actually put the ETH in the frame, I guess you could say, or in the smart contract. You're not having to pay a gas fee. You're not having to pay the transaction
oh
fee.
wow.
It gets all done for you in the background, and that's what I'm saying. Like we've been waiting for a killer app to be created that can just
Mhm.
industry. I'm just saying this right now. Warpcast feels like the app that could disrupt an X, Twitter,
Yep.
Instagram media platform because of what it, especially for Web3, because of what you can actually build in it and on it to make it seamless. You can onboard, hundreds of thousands of people, especially knowing that all they got to do is, download this account, create an account, start liking, retweeting, and they're getting airdrop tokens, they're getting NFTs, and these things have value associated to them based on the community. So I don't know. I'm
Mm.
bullish on that. For
So you know what it made me think of? What happened to the love chain?
sure. I literally was thinking about that. I, another one of those projects that were, going to build on Algorand, and maybe they just decided to stop building entirely. But it had a cool idea, but
It did.
maybe I think to an extent, a lot of things were getting, because Algorand was so late to the game on that bull run. So many of the things that were maybe getting money and about to build were building, but then they were starting to get ready to launch right as the bear market was starting. And I think everybody was like, "Well, I don't want to launch right at the start of this bear market. I'll wait." And no one expected it to be a full year, year and a half, 2 years of
Yeah.
down and to the right. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. So a killer app is definitely needed. So we're waiting, but the apps we do have are pretty dope, or the applications, but we do need more. So you got the, like we said, our sponsors are doing their thing. There's a few other projects that we do still like in the Algorand ecosystem, but overall we do need a massive adoption app. And I really do think that the US, we need something that gets United States users though,
Yeah. I
because
still
that's
think
where the money's going to flow.
Yeah, I still think even with something like Warpcast, right? I guess it's definitely native Ethereum, but I'm seeing other, chains like Solana, people are integrating things and doing stuff on it. I know the devs, they want to disrupt, right? They don't want to just bring Ethereum maxis onto Warpcast. They
No.
want to bring all chains and ecosystems. And so it's like if developers on Algorand can figure out these frames and how to integrate maybe John from NF Domains was saying on Warpcast, like maybe we could create a frame that walks people through how to download a Parawallet and buy an NFT in the app, like to where they don't have to go out and do all the other things, and it just puts it all in the background. I bet it's possible, but we have to have developers who are willing to get out of the echo chamber that is Algorand and go out and build cool stuff to attract people in. Because that's the thing right now is we don't there's not enough eyes watching Algorand and what's getting built. We got to go out and attract the eyes. We're not
Yeah.
a circus, right? You gotta if you're coming to a town, you got to promote it. You got to tell everybody, hey,
Yeah.
we're here these
This is
days,
happening.
and people out to go bring them in. And instead it's like we're just trying to think that just because we have great tech, people will want to use it. They don't care about the tech. They care about the
No.
things built using the tech.
Like there's always a, when people bring that up, I see, damn, who was saying this? But anyways, there was the whole argument or comparison between beta and
Mhm.
VHS.
Oh, yeah.
So beta lost, but from my understanding, it was a superior tech, right? It's gone. And now we're past VHS, but that's what happened. And remember Blu-ray. I loved Blu-ray. It was it was great, but we don't use Blu-ray now. We
Red
stopped at HD 4K or whatever, and then that's where we're at. And Blu-ray was smacking, but it didn't work out.
You look at Blockbuster and then Redbox, and now everybody just streams everything. That's the thing.
They both did. Yeah.
Technology moves so fast. The things we're arguing about right now, in 5 years, we don't even know if Algorand will still. We don't even know if blockchain will still be the main talking point, right? And hopefully it's not. Hopefully all the chain agnostic and chain maxis have been extrapolated away, and we're just on the blockchain doing cool stuff no matter what. But that's the point. Right now, yes, people are trying to pick the winner because they want to get the next big, 1000x. They want to be,
Yeah.
ahead of the. But at the end of the day, technology, the future's coming regardless of what any specific chain is doing. And that's why you have to keep your eyes out there, your feelers out there to what's being built. And you got to, if you have a killer app on Algorand and you're excited about it, you need to be marketing it outside of just Algorand. You need to be getting people from
Facts.
out.
Yeah, and then two trends that I do want to talk about before we start to close out. So you had the DeFi season a couple years ago. You had the NFT season, right after that. And then we got the airdrop season. We got these different things that happen. The new things I'm hearing about is decentralized science, DeSci, and which is a lot of people are going to be using DAOs and doing things for science, right?
Yeah.
And then you have DePIN, and I would say Gora is a DePIN, where it's decentralized infrastructure. These new words, right? So Algorand right now, other than Gora, we don't have things that are fitting that mold. And that if I was a developer, I would go that route because like science is getting, like I think about the US, they grant science firms, they do all these different things to get billions of dollars to invent and do things, but no one in right now in the Algorand is using blockchain to do it. So that's the new waves, two gems that I see that people could focus on, and that could be actually a game changer where it's like you're not just looking for DeFi NFT people. You're now in corporations, you're in schools where they need science and real medicine and things to happen. Like how Mark Cuban got his cheaper um, pharmaceuticals, drugs, and whatnot. If you can take blockchain and integrate into the pharmaceutical drug thing, you got companies like Eli Lilly and them who's doing billions. They would pay to help take over and integrate their stuff into this technology. That's something I'm seeing, and I think people should focus a little bit more on that as well.
Yeah. We do also have Wayru Network, which is a DePIN type project building
Wayru,
out.
yep.
But I feel like wasn't Stacy talking about 2 weeks ago? There was also something in the medical industry on like being able to track, the.
Whole chain, I think, is one of them.
I mean, something like that. I say there are industry grade level things that are being built, but I just, maybe not so many of the degen plays. I still think, and each person can have their own opinion on what they think of memes, but I think DeFi is still going to have a big play in the next run up because I think that's still the ethos for me of what crypto can be. But I still think memes, like
Yep.
if you just watch Solana and like, I liked Render, I liked Pyth, I liked a lot of the applications and the things that are built on Solana. None of them ran and none of them had the excitement that memes did. I mean, and you're talking like for a
Nope.
while, anything that happened in the cultural world with, Drake saying, I need to max Ween, like, and then boom, Win popped up and it ran. I mean, that's what I think
Yeah.
it's honest. That's what you're going to see during the next bull run. I think there is still going to be a meme super cycle. You are going to see memes possibly come up and start contending in the top 10 outside of just Doge. I think you're going to see communities pump these tokens to ridiculous amounts because that's just what crypto still is, and it's the easiest way to onboard anybody new to the blockchain is,
True.
hey, buy this buy this crypto of this dog with hat or this meme coin of this cat that's going
Or
pop. I mean,
something Elon Musk said on a Tuesday.
it's 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 a cultural thing, and I think that's still I think that's one of the biggest plays from just onboarding people.
I think, yeah, airdrops and memes. I
Yeah,
agree. I got into crypto because of DeFi.
yeah.
So I think DeFi is still a great thing to be able to, be
And
able to
don't
hop on.
Yeah, even talking about DeFi, I would not be fading base right now. Like you've got Coinbase out here that is tweeting. They are tweeting in threads now and replying to people, pretty much saying, literally spelling it out for you that they are going to make sure projects that are on base succeed. That's why I'm bullish on Aerodrome, their largest DEX. I'm bullish on Toshi, Mochi, the cats of Brian Armstrong, the meme coins. I'm bullish on TYBG, the base gods. Like there's all kinds of memes there. I'm bullish on Warpcast, which the token there is DGen. Like there are so many plays in the base ecosystem and DeFi and memes and DPIN and stuff like that that's going on. Like I would not be fading base at this current moment, because I just see Coinbase becoming a huge player in onboarding the next wave of at least American people into crypto. And so, I don't know. I think they're gonna have their Binance Smart Chain type, run. And we saw what
Yeah.
when Binance Smart Chain
You
launched.
went to the moon.
I mean, yeah, look, Shiba Inu was contending Doge at like 80 billion market cap. I mean,
Yeah,
and you're
that's crazy.
on base are not gonna pump. Like, come on, get out of here.
And at the end of the day, that's the United States plays Coinbase. Like they
Exactly.
need Coinbase. If we're gonna do crypto, it's got to be Coinbase.
Yeah,
Period.
like they're
Kraken, no. The other things, no. It's Coinbase. That it has been established.
playing chess. They tried and they got who did they just get rid of? CZ and Binance. Binance is starting to fade away a little
Yep.
bit.
Yep.
It's
A little
all
bit. It lost market share for sure.
they lost marketing because now nobody's seeing CZ out here with his fours and all the
I
stuff.
miss CZ to be honest.
What and they're seeing Coinbase going to battle against the SEC. They're seeing Brian Armstrong fight for the people type stuff. Like that's what I'm saying. Like to me, that's a winner, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like Algorand. There is a on that Warpcast app. There's a dedicated channel for Algorand people. Y'all need to come join. Jump on these social media apps. Start networking. Start creating bigger. Ways for people to see Algorand, what's being built. We need to create some cool Algorand frames, whether that's an NFT drop, whether that's just doing anything that can build and bring people and build a community there to start rivaling what's being built elsewhere. Because if not, we're going to get left behind.
Yeah, and being left behind is not a good feeling when
No.
everybody's hitting home runs, Barry Bonds in and hitting the All-Star game. You on the bench. You do not want that feeling. And we have felt that for the last 2 years. If I didn't have, some coins and elsewhere, I would have made no money and I would have been I'd have been sad. But luckily, shout out to Cosmos ecosystem. You done saved me,
Yeah.
and that's the thing too. My little last with Cosmos, you got Injective went to the moon recently, you know what I mean? And they're focused fully on financials. So and you got Celestia. So you got a lot of other chains that are competing, they're compatible and people care.
Yeah.
Price does matter, in my opinion, and adoption does matter. Tech is subjective to me.
Yeah.
It's like,
Tech,
I mean,
long as I feel like as long as the gap's not that big. And right now, like I said, I feel like Algorand at the beginning, the tech gap was very large.
it was,
Like,
yeah, two
big,
years
big.
ago.
But now it's getting smaller and smaller. And that's why I think as a community, the Algorand, we just got to get out there. We got to be showing, we got to get excited about what we're doing and actually build cool stuff.
And I'll say this too. We got to use our apps a lot more
Yeah.
because
But
I don't think
but for people to use the apps a lot more, it's got to be fun. It's got to be cool. So if it's a game,
true,
it's
true, true.
now if it's DeFi, it's got to be the best DeFi, and the yields and the rewards to be using it have to be amazing. Just like I'm looking at Aerodrome and Velodrome, right? Those
Yeah.
two are paying out money to people who are using the platform. You're not seeing that kind of money being earned anywhere in the Algorand ecosystem. Just saying. I'm looking at games like
Well,
I look at
yep.
games like the island. I'm not seeing any 3D open world games where whole NFT communities can build stuff for their entire communities to play. And it's just, the hype is everywhere but where people in the Algorand ecosystem need it to be. And the only thing we can blame is ourselves for not building cool stuff.
I agree. Because even like you look at drone racing league and some of those things. I mean, what in what's it the they was racing boats and whatnot. I
Yeah.
don't know what exactly are they what they're really truly bringing to the table because those sports are not really sports,
Yeah.
especially in the eyes of the United States. Those are not sports. So the Boston Celtics, banner is cool, but
ROI. Nobody.
exactly. No. And I think the FC soccer, luckily they did win, right? So I think that was a good one. But at the same time, soccer is not our main sport in the United States. Like,
The only reason why that was even good during the bull runs because you had Eli Manning doing a video and he had Algorand on his chest with the jersey. And that's the thing. It's like those type of marketing things work in a bull market to attract retail eyes, but it doesn't solve the problem that when if retail gets excited about it, you got to have something cool once they get there to keep them. And we don't, and that's what we're lacking, I think, right now.
True. Yeah, and my other thing too, of course we got a lot of critiques there. But with like governance, I need to be able to vote in my wallet. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I need
Higher
things of that simple things.
the entire governance whole structure, the app that it needs to be I mean, honestly, why not build it into the Warpcast app, the whole XGov platform into a frame? Like I'm just thinking like it could be so much simpler and so easy to integrate something like that, I bet, and it'd make it so much more fun and accessible. Whereas right now, I mean, it's just no wonder there's nobody in there, and it's just because it's too much. You're in 5 different places, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What got me a big part of the Algorand too, and why I like Cosmos as well, for the same reasons. They both was like, I'll pay you. And then so I remember I remember opening my Algorand wallet and it was just running up. And I used to be like, damn, that felt good.
yeah,
Then when they switched that, I think a lot of people left
yeah,
because we're still making our money, in the governance, but it wasn't the same of when it was just entering your wallet like damn near every day. And
yeah,
that right there, people love to see their accounts grow. Even if the price dropping, like the count is growing is very important. So
yeah,
that's something I would, probably go back on and just give out. You got to give out money in this
yeah,
space that we're in. You got to give them money.
yep. It's true.
It's a pay to play. So otherwise, big shout out to all our sponsors: NFD, X Market, Algo Foundry, Gora, and we're gonna save an announcement. We working on one more, y'all. I know you will like this one, so we're gonna hold off until everything is finalized. But it's looking really good so far. And make sure y'all subscribe, hit that like button. We got more guests coming up, more shows to produce. We're gonna have more community members on, and y'all, if you haven't seen our XGov proposal, also make sure you go check us out. We're trying to scale up everything that we're doing and provide that, engagement and marketing with especially people outside of the ecosystem. We think that is very important to let people know that if you're trading a stable coin or something, you can swap your USD to euros on the Algorand blockchain in less than 3 seconds. The fee is less than 1/10 of a penny. And then, for y'all traders, when the USDC's value go down, the euros value usually goes up. So that's something that I really like about the Algorand blockchain. Make
Heck
sure
yeah.
y'all tap in. All right, y'all. Until the next one, we'll see you on episode 95 next week for the live show. Until the
Yep.
next one, y'all.
Yep. See you.
Peace.